We know it's just brain science. Children that learn, grow, and feel safe best when they feel connection, or as Alfred Adler and Rudolf Dreikurs taught us, a sense of belonging and significance. Extensive research shows that we cannot influence children in a positive way until we create a connection with them. It is a brain and a heart thing. Sometimes we need to stop dealing with the misbehavior and first heal the relationship. Does this sound easier said than done? I'll teach you ways to connect before you correct next. Hi, I'm Kim Feeney with Butterfly Beginnings Counseling, and welcome to my channel. I am a licensed independent social worker and a registered play therapist supervisor. With over 10 years of experience helping children and families lead healthier emotional lives. And I'd love to do the same for your family as well. So go ahead and subscribe and then hit the bell to be notified of the latest content weekly. When children feel strongly connected to you, they are simply more open to your influence. Connection creates the sense of safety and openness, while punishment, lecturing, nagging, scolding, blaming, or shaming creates fight, flight, or freeze. I also want to point out that it is a mistake to think that giving children whatever they want is effective. Rescuing, fixing, and overprotecting are also not good ways to create a connection with your child. Effective connections are made when both the child and the adult feel belonging and significance. One of my favorite examples of connection before correction is, I love you, and the answer is no. Staying connected to our children and creating an environment which is conducive to them feeling calm and safe does not mean no boundaries. Absolutely, kids and teens need boundaries. After all, it's how the world works. We all need to live within certain limits of behavior. What it means is doing what we need to do to maximize their capacity to learn. If you're looking to help your child regulate and cope with big emotions, grab my free guide, 6 Ways Parents Help Kids Cope with Big Emotions, using the link below in the description. Sometimes there will be a need for consequences, and sometimes there won't be. We need to be mindful of not putting consequences in place just for the sake of feeling as though we're doing something. Sometimes a conversation with us will be more meaningful than any consequence. If you're guilty of jumping to correct undesirable behavior without connecting first, it might be for one or more of the following reasons. Number 1, it's just faster and more efficient to get right to the point. Number 2, you believe the other person values your candor. 3, you're busy and you have more important things to do. Or 4, you feel the behavior needs to be corrected immediately. And sometimes these reasons are valid. However, when we focus on correcting behavior all the time without investing in the relationship, at some point the relationship weakens and the correction falls on deaf ears. Correction through connection. Here's how it works. When the brain perceives a threat, the body goes into fight or flight. This happens with all of us. The perception of a threat happens quickly and generally outside of our awareness. This response is an instinctive one, not rational, meaning it can have little to do with something actually being a threat. It's about the way the brain perceives what's happening, and the brain will always perceive yelling or any response that shames or belittles us as a threat. When the body is in fight or flight mode, the thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, then shuts down. The prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain that can process rational information, think through consequences, learn, or plan a better way to do things next time. When it is shut down, there is no way our children can learn anything. Any idea that yelling or speaking harshly to children will help them learn is so misguided. It might be well intended, and it's misguided. We know this from science and our own experiences. Think about it. Would you be more likely to learn from someone who is yelling at you, shouting at you, or reminding you of all your mistakes? Our children are no different from us. Yelling, shaming, and humiliation will fuel defensiveness more than it fuels the learning. It will take them away from us at a time they need us the most. For our children to learn, we need the prefrontal cortex switched on, and yelling or anything that shames or humiliates them will always switch it off. This will happen regardless of how close we are to them. There's no doubt you love your child, fiercely, entirely, and with everything inside of you. And that isn't what this is about. If you are close, this might give you more grace when it comes time to reconnect. However, yelling will still shut down their capacity to learn. The fact that you and your child are close does not mean the brain is less likely to perceive a threat. This is driven by instinct. When shouting or shaming comes from an important adult, it can make the world feel even more unsafe. The reason for this lies in our wiring. Human babies are born unable to protect themselves from threats. Instead, they are born wired to attach to a bigger, stronger adult who can then take on the protective role for them. This is a parent or a caregiver. As children grow, they will slowly take over the role of protecting themselves. But that parent or primary caregiver will always be an important part of their safe base in the world. When a child is disconnected from a parent or important adult, the world will feel more fragile. The end game is for us to guide our children and teens through to adulthood in a way that will help them discover the best versions of themselves. For this to occur, they need the safety of us, so they can be open to our influence and wisdom along the way. There are also important lessons they will discover for themselves. Through self-reflection, mistakes, and failure, we can be instrumental in making this process safe. We risk steering them away from learning from their mistakes if we associate shame and fear. The following are 8 simple ways to connect with your child. Number 1, spend special time with children. What could create a greater connection for your child than to know you enjoy spending time with him or her? Number 2, listen. Really listen. Stop doing whatever you're doing and give your child your full attention. Number 3 is validate your child's feelings. Don't we all feel connected when we feel understood? Acknowledging feelings can help children learn that feelings are always okay, and how we act on those feelings is not always okay. Empathy also helps children feel understood, which again helps them to feel calmer and more receptive to correction. So a correction could be, you cannot grab things without asking first. Give that toy back to your brother. Connecting first by acknowledging the feelings looks like, I can tell that you really want to play with that toy. It's cool, and we must ask first, so let's try again. Our next tip is to share your feelings and thoughts when appropriate. Remember, children will listen to you after they feel listened to themselves. Children feel a connection when you respectfully share something about yourself. Respectfully means no stories about walking miles in the snow. Focus on solutions with children. After a cooling off period, there is a word, with, because it is a golden bridge to connection. Ask curiosity questions to help children explore the consequences of their choices and actions, instead of imposing consequences on them. Sincere questions open the heart and the rational brain, equaling connection. And hugs. There are times when all of us need nothing more than a hug. So simple, yet so effective. Hugs, and really any form of physical affection, release oxytocin, a feel-good neurochemical into the brain, which helps the child calm down and be more receptive. A correction could be, I've asked you 5 times to put away your toys. Do it now. Connecting first with a hug. Oh, come here, buddy. I see that toys need to be put away. Do you need help or can you handle it alone? Say, I love you. Start with these 3 words, spoken in a warm, heartfelt way, and whatever comes next naturally feels softer. The correction could be, no, you cannot have ice cream before dinner, so stop asking. Connecting first with I love you looks like, I love you, and the answer is no. When delivered with compassion and kindness, the no then doesn't feel quite so bad. When children feel a connection, they feel belonging and significance. Often that is enough for misbehavior to stop. Once the connection is made, children are then open to respectful correction. 2 great methods for finding solutions are family meetings and joint problem solving. These are powerful tools that respectfully involve children in learning and using their personal power in contributing ways. Connection is created as part of this process. None of this means we have to get it all right all the time. Let's kick the idea of perfect parenting out the door. Let's not do that to ourselves, and let's not do that to our children. It's okay for them to see us modeling the courage to be imperfect. So make it a habit to play, laugh, listen, hug, empathize, and share your love with your child in good times and bad. That strong, connected relationship will be the foundation for the future. When your child is a teen or young adult, and you pray that your influence will still hold. Don't forget to grab my free guide, 6 Ways Parents Help Kids Cope with Big Emotions, using the link below in the description. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with a friend. Thank you for watching, and wherever you are in your day, hug your child and make it a great one.